Welcome back to G Fun Facts Online, where we dive into the coolest and most impactful innovations shaping our world. Today, we're tackling a huge topic: climate change. But we're not just talking about the problem. We're exploring some incredibly powerful new allies in this fight: artificial intelligence and blockchain technology. Sounds futuristic, right? Well, the future is now, and these cutting-edge tools are teaming up to revolutionize something called carbon markets. Stick with me, because this is a game changer for how we trade emissions and genuinely reduce our greenhouse gas output. So what are carbon markets? Essentially, they're systems designed to make reducing emissions financially attractive. Companies can buy and sell carbon credits, which represent a certain amount of carbon dioxide removed from the atmosphere, or an emission reduction. The idea is great, but historically, these markets have faced some serious hurdles. Think of things like a lack of transparency. It's hard to see what's really going on. They can be inefficient, and sadly, they're sometimes vulnerable to fraud. These issues can really undermine how effective carbon markets are at actually helping our planet. But this is where our tech heroes, AI, and blockchain step in. Let's first look at artificial intelligence, or AI. AI is transforming how we measure, monitor, verify, and ultimately reduce our carbon footprints. How? Well, AI algorithms are like superbrains that can process and analyze enormous amounts of complex data from all sorts of places: satellite images, Internet of Things sensors, environmental data, you name it. One of AI's biggest impacts is on something called MRV, that's monitoring, reporting, and verification. These processes are absolutely crucial for making sure carbon credits are legit. AI-powered systems can automate collecting and analyzing data, spot emission changes in real time, track deforestation, figure out how much carbon a project is soaking up, and monitor industrial emissions with incredible precision. This means less reliance on slow, sometimes error-prone manual checks. Companies like Trifera, for example, are using AI to crunch massive datasets to verify and monitor carbon offsets with unparalleled accuracy. Then there's predictive power. AI models can forecast future carbon emissions. They can predict how much carbon a specific project, like a reforestation effort, might capture. They can even pinpoint the best ways to tweak emission reduction strategies for maximum impact. Imagine AI simulating different land management techniques to find the optimal way to sequester carbon while keeping ecosystems healthy. That's powerful stuff. And of course, AI helps with data accuracy. By automating processes and sifting through huge datasets, AI slashes the risk of errors, inconsistencies, and fraud in carbon offset projects. This makes sure that when a credit is issued, it represents a genuine reduction in emissions, building much-needed trust in the market. AI can also streamline how carbon credits are managed. It can power smart, automated platforms for trading these credits, matching buyers with the right credits based on their sustainability goals and how much risk they're comfortable with. These systems can analyze supply and demand, make trades at the best prices, and cut out a lot of the middlemen. Now, let's bring in AI's partner, blockchain. You've probably heard of blockchain in the context of cryptocurrencies, but its potential goes way beyond that. Blockchain provides a decentralized, unchangeable, and transparent ledger system. Think of it as a shared, super-secure digital notebook that everyone involved can see, but no single person can alter. How does this help carbon markets? Firstly, transparency and traceability. Every single carbon credit transaction, from the moment it's created to when it's used up or retired, can be securely recorded on the blockchain. This creates a tamper-proof audit trail. Why is this so important? It helps prevent major headaches like double counting, where the same carbon credit gets sold or claimed more than once, and fraudulent claims. More trust all around. Secondly, security. Because blockchain is decentralized, it's incredibly difficult for any one person or group to mess with the carbon credit registry. This keeps the credit secure and their integrity intact. Thirdly, efficiency and lower costs. Blockchain can streamline the whole life cycle of a carbon credit using something called smart contracts. These are self-executing contracts, where the terms of the agreement are written directly into code. This reduces the need for intermediaries, which means lower transaction costs and faster settlements. And specifically on that double counting issue, blockchain allows for the creation of a unique digital version, or token, for each carbon credit. Its entire history can then be tracked, making it virtually impossible to use it multiple times. Platforms like the Climate Action Data Trust, or CAD Trust, are already using blockchain to bring together carbon credit data from around the world to stop this double counting across different systems. Plus, blockchain can make carbon markets more democratic. By cutting down barriers to entry and transaction costs, it can open up these markets to smaller organizations and even individuals. Now, AI and blockchain are fantastic on their own, but when they team up, the synergy is even more powerful. Imagine this. AI monitors real-time emissions data from IoT devices or satellites. Blockchain then securely and transparently records this data, making it available for auditing and reporting. That's automated and verifiable carbon accounting. Think about managing carbon credits. I can predict demand and pricing trends, while blockchain ensures those transactions happen smoothly, transparently, and securely on a global scale. For example, AI-driven satellite monitoring can give us real-time data on how much carbon a forest is absorbing, and that data can be instantly and permanently logged on a blockchain. This combination also massively enhances data integrity for those crucial MRV processes. Data crunched by AI for verification can be securely stored and shared on a blockchain, creating a transparent record for everyone involved. And we can even use AI to verify how genuine and impactful a carbon offset project is. Once verified, these credits can be turned into tokens on a blockchain, making them easier to trade and more liquid. This isn't just theory. It's happening now. Several pioneering projects are showing off the power of AI and blockchain. Platforms like CarbonX and Toucan Protocol are using blockchain to tokenize carbon credits, turning them into tradable digital assets and boosting transparency. The World Bank's carbon pricing dashboard is even using blockchain to track and verify credits. And we're seeing a rise in digital MRV initiatives, that's DMRV, which are increasingly using AI, machine learning, remote sensing, and IoT devices to make carbon credit verification faster, more accurate, and more trustworthy. Big standard-setting bodies like Gold Standard and Verra are starting to approve these DMRV technologies, which is a huge signal of change in the market. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing. There are challenges to overcome. We need high-quality, standardized data for both AI and blockchain to work effectively. Blockchain networks need to be able to scale to handle potentially huge numbers of transactions. We also need clear regulations for blockchain-based carbon trading. Integrating these new systems with existing infrastructure can be tricky, and the initial cost and need for specialized know-how can be a barrier for some. And yes, some older blockchain technologies can use a lot of energy, which is a bit ironic, but newer, more energy-efficient versions are constantly being developed. So what's the path forward? The integration of AI and blockchain really does hold the key to unlocking more transparent, efficient, and secure carbon markets. As these technologies get better and more widely adopted, they're going to be pivotal in a few key areas. They'll increase trust and credibility in carbon credits. They'll improve the accuracy of emissions monitoring and verification. They'll cut transaction costs, making markets more accessible. They'll help prevent fraud and double counting, ensuring climate action is legitimate. They'll encourage more investment in real, effective carbon reduction projects. And they'll foster better collaboration and standardization across the somewhat fragmented global carbon markets we have today. By tackling these challenges and pushing for continued innovation, AI and blockchain can usher in a new era of carbon market transparency. This will drive more effective and verifiable climate action on a global scale. Our journey to a truly sustainable, low-carbon future will undoubtedly be shaped by these incredible transformative technologies. That's all for this episode of Fun Facts Online. Join us next time as we explore another fascinating facet of our world. Thanks for listening.